this reading is adapted from the writings of Richard Rohr. This Lenten season, we have committed ourselves to joy. No matter the storms that surround us and assail us, we come together to be rooted in the joy of our faith, rooted in our beloved community, rooted in God's love. We must not be afraid to announce this joy to our world and to our church. Now and then, we must announce it even to ourselves. In this prison of now, in this cynical and sophisticated, violent and agitated age, someone must believe in joy. That someone, my friends, is us. And we welcome you wherever you are on your journey. Julie and I talked a couple months ago about what I would talk about. It was about resilience and developing resilience. And then the community threw in the added theme of joy. So what I'd like to reflect upon is resilience and joy. And it strikes me that these days, it's really hard to be joyful if we aren't resilient. Because resilience is the ability to rebound from our adversities and challenges. And what a better place to talk about rebounds than in a place that used to be a basketball gym. Some of us remember the baskets that used to be here. And of course, it's March Madness. And I had Baylor to win it all. Talking about having to recover from adversity. So not only is it about rebounding from adversity, it's also preparing to face the adversities, the challenges that come our way. And a couple of things have struck me about how to develop resilience. The first is to be really committed to taking care of ourselves, our bodies, exercising, moving around, getting off the couch, being careful about what we eat and drink, and being committed to getting good sleep. It's also about keeping our mind active and alive, being curious, being willing to learn more and not just being overwhelmed by what we see on the media. I think it's also about our spirituality, kind of deepening our spirituality, what we believe in, what gives us hope. And I think the gospel reading today is an interesting story about a fig tree that wasn't bearing any figs. And the owner wanted to have it cut down. But the gardener says, let's give it another chance. I think that's an important lesson around resilience. Not to be too quick to give up. To give it another chance and maybe another chance. And the dimension I'd like to really focus in on is support. The importance of receiving and giving support as an important part of developing resilience as well as being joyful. And a favorite gospel passage of mine comes in each of the three gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke. And it's a story about a paralyzed man who was on a mat, couldn't walk. And this guy was fortunate enough to have 4 friends who believed in Jesus. And they believed that they could just bring their friend to Jesus, Jesus would heal him. I can just imagine the paralytic saying, I don't want anything to do with this. I'm just going to be further embarrassed. People are going to know I can't walk, all the kind of shame stuff that happens. But the friends prevailed. They brought him to Jesus, and Jesus was teaching. The room was full. These guys were not going to give up. They upped their friend onto the top of the roof, opened up the roof, and slowly let their friend down. Can you imagine, as Jim is presiding this morning, if in the middle somebody is let down? Pretty impressive. And it says that Jesus responded to their faith. I think the paralytic didn't have much faith. The friends did. And because of the faith, he was healed. He went away running, jumping for joy that he had been healed. So the paralytic was joyful. The friends were joyful because their faith was rewarded. And I suspect Jesus was joyful because he had healed someone. That's what happens when we find support, when we both give support and receive support. And we were mentioning in between that Julie and I and some others were at this conference last Sunday at St. Kate's for the Women Diaconate. And it might seem like the Women Diaconate is a long way away, but there was something about the energy in that room that gave me hope that this is not outlandish. That the energy was just outstanding in terms of it helped me to rise up from different adversities. So I'd leave you with another quote that Jesus, one of my favorites, Jesus said, "Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I'm going to be there." This guy was lucky because he had 4. We used to say 6 are needed for pallbearers, but we don't need pallbearers anymore. We need people to carry us when we're paralyzed. And just remember, you've got a friend. Our presider today is Father Jim Cassidy.